Welcome to another JG Arcade MegaCade. And today I'm back in my arcade room, showing off some things that I've completed on here. Got the Dragon Lee arcade. My theme here is Kung Fu Master. Pretty much finished the side of this arcade machine on this side with the Bruce Lee Dragon. Got the Bruce Lee with the Chuck Norris fight down there. Bruce Lee with the Chinese Kempo gloves. Bruce Lee with the Game of Death gym suit and the dragon, since he was called the Little Dragon. So yeah, got this arcade. Still got to complete the other side. Got my dragon speakers there on each side. Got the guy that's kicking a karate kick. Got him that lights up like a silhouette. And still working on this thing, but was able to do my Mortal Kombat game chairs with the dragon. Got those. Got virtual reality guns on the wall mounted, along with game controller mounted, headphones mounted. Over here I got my pinball. This one is displaying the Fantastic Four. Got it. And I'm able to add games to this. But on this side, got the Dragon Lee, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar with the Bruce Lee fight in Game of Death. Yeah. So, wanna take you through some of the games on here on my MegaCade. I did do. Let's see if I can show down at the bottom here some of the graphics that I got down here. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see. I swing my camera up like this and show some of what's under here. And that's covered in plexiglass, from the Green Hornet to the Bruce Lee face with a lot of the movies he played in, all the way across here. And this right here, this Kung Fu Master, this sign was off of an old arcade machine that I added on here up over the kick plate. Put the diamond blade kick plate in, and I added to that sign to make it, to extend it, because I am an artist. I painted that, the rest of that all in. So yeah, kind of wanted to show that. I will be putting a light up under there to let that light shine on it, but I wanted to show some of the games that's on here. This is an arcade machine that I partially built. I built everything except the box, which is the brains of the outfit. Got with an arcade company a while back. That company's called Extreme Arcade, and they're out of Wisconsin. They built the brains of it all. They built the box. Uh, but I added the lights to the buttons and all that. The main program in here is called Big Box, and there's over 70,000 games in Big Box. So kind of like want to show some of the games, some of the titles that's in here. Like I said, Extreme, Arcade, and if you're interested in purchasing or making a purchase, or calling them to see how many different machines they sell the MegaCade, which you can get everything together. I think you can get, this is the 50 inch. This has the 50 inch TV in it. You can get up to, I think, the 65 inch or 60 inch, something like that. And they will build all that stuff, but it's going to cost you. It's not cheap. Or you can go with the cocktail machine, or you can go with the box, the game box, like I did. But I built the rest. But yeah, this is and this category here is arcade classics. Got a lot of classic arcade games in here, from Street Fighters, Mortal Kombat, bunch of them. The Simpsons. This is MAME. MAME stands for Multiple Arcade Machine Emulator. There's 123 games in here in this category. Touchdown Fever. So they got from old titles that dealing back in the 80s, 90s, into 2000s. So a little bit of everything's on here. That's the original Donkey Kong, the very first Donkey Kong. I think it was out on the very first Nintendo, and it was an arcade also. This category's got 2,698 games in it. A bunch of old arcade titles. You know, if you're into casino stuff, got casino games. Got 47 different casino games. I'm not into casino games because I don't gamble. Heck, I hate losing $1, so I don't gamble. I'd rather just give somebody $5, $10 than lose it. Okay, this category is, let's see, AAE. I'm not for sure. Another arcade emulator is what it stands for. These are old games. Back probably when Coleco. If you're old enough to remember ColecoVision, it's on here. Okay, back here is favorite. You can add games to this category. Also, it's got 244 games in it. Some of them I added in here. So if you're looking for something that's hard to find, you just save it to this category. Because like I said, it's over 70,000 games. You could get lost trying to find the game that you played and liked if you don't save it. So this category here is got how many games? 48 games. I don't know what they all are because I haven't been in a lot of these. This is a shooting game category that takes the light gun. I got the red gun. I don't have the blue one yet. I got a black one on the other side, but the red one and the blue one, the red one got the recoil, so it makes sound when you shoot it. The black one that I have don't. This one is titled, I wrote names on here like Predator, The other one says Peacemaker. I'll get a blue one. I'm gonna call it Terminator. Just something fun to do. Something, you know. This is Dragon Slayer. I think it's the first one of the first animated game title, I think, that was kind of animated. But it's got 20 games in that category. Uh, like I said, I can go on and on. Light gun games. Okay, that's another one. I'm gonna hit this button because I never checked out this, but it's only 10 in here. It must be somebody's favorite because I got a bunch of light gun games in the hundreds. But in this particular cat, Mad Dog Yi, I think these are Western gun titles. Who Shot Johnny? I'm not familiar with that game. I have to go on here and see what it is. But I did play a little of that Mad Dog Yi, Mad Dog 2. Mad Dog 2, I did play that. I'm going to exit out of here. This is only 10 games in that. But it could be the same game with different versions. So, for instance, it could have two of the games, the same title, but one may be longer than the other one. So it's different versions of the same game, basically. This is homebrew, multiple arcade machines. And a bunch of games in here, old arcade games. Some of my favorite was that Metal Slug. But it got a bunch of different titles. Midfit Main in here. Raw Thrill. There's 40-something games in this one. No, 26. But Raw Thrill's got other more than one category on here. These are, I think, mostly fighting games. That game right there is pretty fun. You shoot a lot and you ride on a dolphin. But I'm not going to play it. I should show you what some of these look like when I punch the button. Okay, and I go into the emulator itself. For those that don't know what emulators are, emulators can fool software into thinking it's hardware. It emulates the machine. For instance, PlayStation 2, you don't physically have the hardware. So emulator is a software that can make your computer think the hardware is there, but it's not. So all of these games are emulated. So pigskin football, dirty pigskin football. And I've never played that. I've seen it on here. You playing wrestlers. That would be kind of wacky. Blue Dolphin or Dolphin Blue. This looks fun. I played a little of that. Ride, like I said, you ride on a dolphin and shoot your enemies. That can be kind of fun. But there's a bunch of titles in here. Like these, I've never played any of these. Extreme hunting, where you hunt deer, moose, bear, wolves, all that. This, I think this is a racing title. Yeah, you racing on here. Fighting game, Fist of the North Star is a fighting game. It's animated fighting. Gutter Gear is another fighting title. Animation fighting. I don't get into a lot of those, but there's a lot of them on here. Atomic Neo Wave, the King of Fighter. I do like the King of Fighter fighting games. I'll play them. Metal Slug. There's a bunch of Metal Slugs on here. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe even a 7. And I think more than that, really, because they made them for different systems, and they're different. So those can be pretty fun. Little cartoon character, little military guy. Okay, Neo Battle Coliseum 2 or 1, I don't know. But that's another fighting game. Like I said, I can go on and on and on and on over here, but let's exit out of here and go to back to some of the systems. Sega M2. This Sega Model 3 has got a bunch of racing stuff on here, and like I said, I got a steering wheel that I can hook up to this arcade. It makes it really fun racing with the steering wheel on here. You know, and I have a flight stick. I forget the name of it, for like airplane games. And when you're playing like Star Wars and flying as a Jedi, you're flying in space, yeah, that flight stick comes in handy. Okay, like I said, you got a bunch of kiddie stuff on here, and then you got some more serious titles. So it's basically something for everyone if you're into video games. This is a Neo Geo system that was really, really expensive when it came out. Those cartridges that you see stuck in that top of that machine, those games was like anywhere from $100 to $200, $300 a piece just for one game. But as you can see, that's the cartridge. This is how it looks, but it had the arcade motherboard in it. I used to have one of them Neo Geo, and I believe I want to say pretty close to 20-something games to it, but I didn't pay for it. I'm an artist, and I did paintings for a guy that had a video game store, and I painted Mortal Kombat on his wall, scenes from Mortal Kombat, and he gave me that system and all the games I can carry out with it. So Technoparrot is a company that still makes arcade machines, and you can download their app for a PC and play arcade games on your PC. If your PC has the right specs to run it, you can run them right off your PC. And you can pay, I think it's like $6 a month to get some of their house games. And they got a bunch of house games that you can also. So I kind of want to tell you a little bit about Technoparrot. But like I said, some of these systems I'm not familiar with at all. Action Max, I couldn't tell you nothing about it. There's 5 games of that. Couldn't tell you if it came out in the States here or if it was a overseas console. I don't know. This one has 43 games. Not familiar with it. Atari Classic, yeah, Atari did arcade. That's some of their arcade games right there. Atari beat 'em up. They put some of the beat 'em up titles, fighting games in this category. But I'm not going to play anything. Just looking at some of these arcades. And yeah. Data East. One of my favorite ones was the RoboCop one right there. The RoboCop. I will show you a little of it. This one, I believe you can. Let me see if I can find. And when you got like 600 games in here and you're looking for a title, just hit the joystick like that, and the alphabets will come up. And since I'm looking for RoboCop, go to the R, hit R, and then it makes it easier to find RoboCop. There we go. And so I'll hit this. Let me turn this up so you can hear it. RoboCop was a classic. I'm not going to play this very long. Just want to show a little of this. Okay. And it started me where I left off the other day, which is cool. Uh-oh.
You are under arrest. You are under arrest.
Try to jump in the air when he shoots, so he'll miss you. These was games back in the 90s that if you wanted to beat, there's a RoboCop 2, you end up spending a lot of quarters. But these are games that was arcades that was done by Data East. I remember playing this one. This was another arcade.
Oh, well.
So I'm going to exit back out of that. Irene, there's another arcade, bunch of arcade. Some of these go way back, like I said, 80s, 90s. But you do have new titles on here. And a bunch of the newer titles, you have to go into PC games and all that. So I'm gonna see if I can find PC to show you that it does new titles and old titles. This is PC fighters, fighting games for PC. I don't want to actually go into that one to see some of the other PCs. Xbox 360, Xbox Live, Nintendo Switch, Nintendo Wear, Nintendo Wii. I'm still trying to find PlayStation 2 titles, PlayStation 3. You know, PlayStation 3 is 43 games in here, and this is where I have a problem. I thought PlayStation 3 library should be bigger on here. You know, you can do away with a lot of that older stuff and make the PlayStation 3 a little bit bigger. But anyway, it is what it is. But you got Android games. You got Android games on here. It's only 16. That should be bigger. Now, when you start getting into PC stuff, it's a lot of games. 647. We'll take a glance